I don't like change. I don't like change. Change
I
is
like
hard.
change like this. This is cool.
No,
I
this
like
is
new
a cool,
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a cool change.
I like change. I like new shit more.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Like I like golf. I like
Yeah.
new golf clubs
More than just playing golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you hit your first shot and then you shank it and you're like, why did I spend $1,000?
Well, that's not important. We
Oh,
don't think about the number.
Oh, you don't think about
We
the
don't think
numbers?
about spending $1,000 on a pair of one-length irons that didn't change or help your game at all. We don't think
Are you
about
still
that.
using those?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Okay.
Have you improved?
I will say that I got better, and then now it's like I'm getting worse. But it's
Yeah.
because I'm
That's
tuning the more minute parts of my golf swing again to the iron. So it's like at first I just had to get used to playing 7-length irons for everything, and then now I'm having to get used to trying to move the irons around and then make it consistent and stuff.
Are you
like
still
that.
using the goofy putter?
Yeah.
Is that working out?
The putter's great. I love the putter.
Okay.
dude. But
I might stick to arm lock putter.
so all I think in this is it's because of change. You're growing. See? So you go good, then you go bad. It's all change, man. It's how it happens.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the less I play golf, the better I get. That's what I
Yeah.
figure out. Because if I take a
Mhm.
month and a half off, I go out there, I'm hitting it straight. I'm not worrying about it. But then
Yeah.
I go to the range and I do this and that, and all of a sudden I'm back to sucking.
yeah, you're relaxed and you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how most things go. You know, when you're chill about it, it's like, oh, this isn't that serious.
But
I
when
don't
I-
ever play golf.
But
that
when I
much.
play all the time, I'm like, oh, I need to figure this thing out. And it's not about figuring. It's about forgetting about figuring stuff out.
Yeah, golf is a weird meditation. Anyways, welcome back to the Works Every Time podcast, everyone. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Philip Garcia.
And I'm Markus Oland.
And I'm Justin Rissenmacher.
Is that not okay? Anyways, we're at a new spot this week. We're at what is this place called again?
The radio room.
radio
Our new
room.
studio.
It's right next to Squatch Fitness. We usually record over at Sunset, but we're doing it. We're doing things different. now.
Yeah.
We're gonna be back at Sunset too, but this is one of our new recording locations. We're happy to be here. It's a nice facility, as you can see.
Yeah.
You can see every wrinkle on every single one of our faces right now.
Mhm.
Don't zoom in, dude.
Yeah.
You'll see all the pores.
We might capture a whole new audience because of this. Older, hopefully, with money that would buy tickets to our live show, actually.
When is
on
it?
Friday, May 30th, Wet Live at Sunset Strip Comedy Club here in Austin, Texas.
Hell yeah,
that
then,
out.
number
we're
one.
also- yep, we're also going to be there July 26th. That one's going to be in Fort Worth at Hyenas Fort Worth,
Boom.
downtown.
Funky Town.
And then, Marcus, I think you have a date on April 26th.
April 26th, I'll be in Buda at the Mama Merlot's Speakeasy. It is in a basement. It's a really cool room. Looks very 1920s-y. Check that out. I'll put the link up. Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll be in Wisconsin June 20th and the 21st at Comedy Cabin, Wisconsin. That's in Janesville. And then I think the week before I'll be in Vegas at Wise Guys with Tony Casillas, so come check that out too.
That's
yeah,
dope.
Vegas.
That's dope, dude. Vegas.
Two
dude.
times in 1 year.
I
I'm
wanna
going
get-
broke.
I want to go to Vegas. I need to get a show in Vegas so I can get paid to go to Vegas.
You don't need to go to Vegas.
Yeah, I don't need to
You
go to
should
Vegas.
stay away. You're
I
the
should
person.
stay away.
Yeah.
Vegas
I
was
can't-
designed for you, man.
It was, but it's designed also if I had some money. I need money. If I had money, I'd be in Vegas all the time.
Maybe you'll win. Maybe if you go with nothing, just take what you have left and we could try to win.
Did you have what? Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe just put it all in black or red.
I've got money on the Masters right now.
You got money on the Masters? No, you for real?
They gave me more free money to gamble. I've never put a dime into this gambling service, Prize Picks. We're not even a plug. They just keep giving me like promotional. Like they gave me $25 free dollars for the Masters.
It's gross.
Every time I get it, I like. What's up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shout out to our sponsor TEJAS Tonic as always. Use code WETPOD.
For 15% off your TEJAS
Order.
products.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
WETPOD at TejasTonic.com, I believe. That's
It is.
TEJASTONIC.com. They have seltzers and gummies. Enjoy them. Use code WETPOD for 15% off all of that.
Hell yeah. And they're going to be sponsoring our live show on the 30th. So make sure if you want to get some free samples, check out their products. They're going to have merch there. We got the hat. Where's the hat? The hat's up there if you can see that. So yeah, all kinds of fun stuff for that show.
It's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
What were we just talking about?
You
Masters betting.
The Masters
that's right.
betting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet $25 on who?
They give me free
What?
money. I won one of my bets that I placed for the Super Bowl that was free. So I had like $15. And then with the 25 I had yesterday, I placed some money on the Portland Utah Jazz game.
I mean,
won it
Jesus
off
Christ.
of Colin Sexton. What a player. And that gave me an extra $20, and I have like $50 to put on like DeChambeau.
See, I know.
I've got John Rahm going down the fucking pipes because I think he had a kid and it's going to throw him off this year. Sorry, John.
You know, it's almost like a crack dealer being like, hey, the first one's free. to get you hooked.
Mhm.
I don't want hooked on gambling Phil. I want hooked on phonics Phil.
I watch
all right?
sports so much better when I'm gambling.
Yeah, because you have something in the game. You got more skin in the game, dude. You're like, I could lose my rent payment today.
You ever talk to a guy like Marcus where you're like, why does he know every single player's name, where they're from, where they were born, what their mother does for a living?
Because I like sports.
you like
I
sports.
just like it.
Good for you. I have to gamble to get
But
that
he
same
could,
effect.
but and
Because
you know
why?
what?
Whenever
Marcus,
he
you
fucks
should-
up, I'm sending his mom a postcard saying, you had a terrible son. You should have done better raising him. You didn't give him his Wheaties. Your son cost me $5 in free play that Prize Picks gave me. That's what I do. I send letters.
That's a lot of work for free $5.
Yeah.
I just tweet that kind of shit. I just tweet it. I'm like, this guy is an idiot. I tweeted something yesterday about, never mind, it was baseball. One guy's been losing games for the Tigers, and it's blowing my fucking
Wait,
mind.
so you can tweet it, but you're not gonna say it? You're not gonna say it to the camera?
Colt Keith sucks at second base. I mean, how many errors? They hit it right to him. Double play ball. It cost them 2 runs in the ninth. Now they're down 4-0 in the ninth. They scored 3 runs in the ninth, so then they lose 4-3. But if they didn't give up those 2 runs, they went on 3-2.
How many errors did he have?
In that game, I had 1 or 2, but he had an error the game before. He had an error the weekend before. I mean, the guy can't feel the fucking ground ball.
So
And
you're
this is
saying-
coming from a guy who made 4 errors in 5 innings in my junior year of high school baseball.
So you're saying
the
I
coach
should
told me.
bet the over on his errors next week?
I would, if you want to bet, bet on Colt Keith to make another error for the Tigers. That's what I would bet on. An error and a strikeout
You know
parlay.
what? But Mark,
Wow.
you can't. I've talked to you about sports, and you always blame it on the errors, but you can't blame a game on one single error.
Well, you can when you hit it
but
right
you can't.
at him.
That's also just offense. Maybe should have got some more runs. They weren't hitting today. Why didn't they have more runs?
They
to
hit
beat
in the
them?
ninth.
Oh, they got every other out, but this one just fucked the whole game.
I've never-
Those are unearned runs.
I've
Sorry.
never thought Marcus enjoyed sports.
He doesn't, dude. It makes him stressed out. That's why he lost all his hair at 18 years old.
I had to turn it off.
Because you're a Detroit fan? That's funny.
Yeah.
It's a tough time.
We used to win stuff.
did.
Every guy your age that was a Detroit fan at that time is just bald.
Why do you think I'm wearing this right now? Because I'm reminding myself of 2024
be-
1 year ago. All right, I mean,
to
I got to
be honest-
remind myself.
Yeah, I don't get the sports fans. The guys that rip on professional athletes who can't do half or a quarter of what these men can do, but they're on the couch like, the fucking error, you missed the ball. You missed the ball.
They're
No, I'm
making
mad.
6, 7, 8 figures.
And how much are you making?
Not that.
Question.
I just did my
hey,
taxes.
question, actually.
Not that.
Question, Marcus. Do you ever mess up at work?
No.
Bullshit. I work with you.
Oh, I don't mess up when I'm in position.
Oh, okay.
Man, Colt Keith is a second baseman. Okay, you know what? I don't want
If
to
I
talk
was a
about the
professional
Tigers.
athlete, there'd be some guy in the country with a gun to his head, just like, I lost the fucking mortgage on this guy again.
Yeah. Well, when
Like-
you're
Chris
when you're
Phillips
on
out
the
there-
Corn Ferry tour, someone's
Yeah.
gonna be betting on you.
Corn Ferry Tour. I don't have the money to get to
Yeah.
the Corn Ferry Tour.
Not yet.
I watched some crazy video the other day about how much it costs someone to like try to pursue golf as a professional sport.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're out. It's like paying for college. The amount you have to like pay to go to these qualifiers, to be like not even cut, to be even get a chance on the field. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know the cool thing about pro bowling though,
I was just gonna say.
free pizza.
That's actually not true, Marcus.
It's not true. You don't even get free pizza.
I was just gonna say the professional bowling. I could have done it. You know, my dad was a professional bowler. That's what it is,
Yeah.
dude. It's crazy. You can be a professional anything if you have the money. They'll let you pay for it. They'll be like, "Yeah, we'll
He
take
ain't
your
lying.
money."
You can
And
be a
then-
professional anything.
So that's what my dad would do. My mom let him do it for, I don't know, for like, he had 3 kids, and then after the third one and like 5 years in, she's
you had
like,
to put the ball away.
had to put the ball away. She's like, we can't do this anymore.
I had to put the ball.
Well, the
away.
crazy thing is
Crazy to
golf
make
and
your
bowling though.
spouse quit bowling because it's like they're in one building, they're in one spot. It's like, I don't know. Bowling seems like a pretty tame. I know where he's gonna be. Lane 12 from 8
Do you
to
want,
10.
do you want to know how it actually works?
Oh boy, give me the inside.
Well, no, so it's not just,
scoop.
you go to a building. Yeah, it is bowling, very boring sport. You can go to any city you want, but you're going to go inside 4 dark walls with dirty lanes, and it smells dingy, but you love it because it's bowling. But you just go there. Yeah, you go to the tournament, but you're not on just one lane. You bowl all day, and you're switching lanes, right? But you'll always can find them. Yeah, so it is very tame that way.
Mhm.
But the thing is, it's the money that you're traveling for it, and then the money you're paying to get into the tournaments when you don't have sponsors. And then also the funny thing with bowling now, way different than golf. There's no money in bowling, so it's like even if you win, you're
Yeah,
spending
it's a dying
$500 to
thing.
win like $1,000.
Sounds like you're making $500.
Yeah, but you have to win that. If you don't win, you're not making any money. And then also in bowling, you're also gambling. You're gambling on a whole bunch of shit like high games and brackets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's how you try to make your money there too. So you're putting all your money in, and hopefully you have a good day. But if you have that off day, make an error. Woo!
Yeah, it must be a tough business. There's probably a lot of upside or like down cost to get a bowling alley created. And the maintenance going forward is just nonstop, I'd imagine. You can just play on a shitty golf course.
Imagine you spent money to go to a bowling tournament, right? And this is like you've been training for this, right?
Yeah.
And right next to you is like a kid's birthday party, and they're just having so much fun. And you're like, man, this used to be fun for me.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I would like the joke if I didn't know bowling tournaments and all that stuff. And
Oh, they don't let the kids
It makes me mad because everybody just talks shit about, oh, yeah, it was a kid's tournament. Yeah, it was a kid's
I just
birthday
imagine
party
like
over there.
Justin stretching in the parking lot of a main event.
Yeah.
Getting
In a
ready,
strip mall.
Yeah, getting ready to like
In front of a Little Caesars.
it's all on the fucking line right now, and there's just like a little girl in a tiara getting out of a minivan next to him. She's just screaming, and Justin's like, "It's fucking nationals."
At least you were good at bowling. I'm over here bitching about a guy who can do what I couldn't do in high school.
Justin's
Field
a
of ground ball.
freak at bowling. First time I ever
I
went
know.
bowling with him, I was like, "Why are you not? This is your calling.
I should have been a pro bowler, but I
You look
quit.
like one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I quit.
Darts, billiards.
Yeah,
You
I like
belong in a
shuffleboard.
bar, dude.
I like all of those sports, dude. I love those kind of
He
sports. Yeah, I
does.
am actually, yeah. If I practice golf, I probably could be pretty
You have
good.
bar body.
Bar body?
I just
Yeah.
imagine Justin as like the Voldemort in that white area where Harry Potter goes to see him when he's like a little fetus.
Ah.
It's like when Justin's like 75, he's just like that on the corner of a bar, and they're like, "That's Essetmocker. He
Yeah.
rolled like 50 turkeys in 2028."
yeah.
50 turkeys.
I don't know what that means,
He
but it sounds
funded
like
a whole
great
Thanksgiving for a village.
I also we said this earlier. We keep saying Twitter. I say Twitter. I don't have it anymore. I
Yeah,
deleted it a
I
while
say
ago.
Twitter.
X.
But like, no one's doing that. Not even. I don't even think the kids are calling it X.
No,
It's
that's
Twitter.
what's crazy about it. I don't
Do you
get
think he's
why
mad
he
about
changed
that?
the name.
You think Musk is mad about that?
No, because we're still talking about his thing.
Yeah, we are, but we don't talk about it. How it's like I would call you Mark.
Don't do that.
See
Never
your
done that on
face?
camera.
You just whole energy. Did you see that? You could probably feel
Yeah,
through
but
the
you want
camera.
to know the difference? My name didn't used to be Mark, and then I changed it to Marcus. My name has always been Marcus, and I never did anything with that. It's just my name. He bought the app that was
Yeah.
Twitter and was like, I'm going to change that. It's like if you buy a sports team and you're like, they're not the Lakers anymore. They're the Los Angeles Firefighters
Yeah, they're not
or
the
something.
Mavs. They're the Las Vegas Mavericks now.
They're going to be the Vegas Mavericks.
Did y'all see
Are
that?
they?
Did you see Luka cry last night?
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
saw it on the Twitter.
I was watching that game
I saw
a
it
little
on the
bit.
Twitter.
He went off and did 45.
He was
Did he?
playing. He was playing good. Did
Yeah.
they win? Who won?
Yeah, they won like 112 to 94, I think, something like that.
The
96.
Lakers won?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, dude. They made him mad, dude. You all made Luka mad.
Someone said, someone texted me literally like an hour ago. They were like, do you prefer Phil or Philip? And I said, either is fine, but I spelled fine, PHINE.
That's funny.
What a
That's my-
goofball.
That's my new favorite response. I think I've just thought about it. 28 years. About to be 29, in like
Yeah.
4 days.
This is coming out on your birthday.
Oh,
Did
it
you know
is.
that?
Happy birthday, Phil.
Happy birthday
To you.
Phil.
Yeah.
You work hard. Don't let them tell you any different. And
Yeah.
you deserve this day.
I mean, whatever you got to tell yourself.
You're
It's,
drunk
it's
at a-
crazy to tell yourself that, dude.
You're
Yeah.
drunk at a pool right now. You're surrounded by friends. You went golfing this morning. You're drinking beer at the
you
bar
got your
later.
ass kicked by Marcus in golf this morning.
Possibly.
And then Marcus got his ass kicked by Justin at
And-
golf this morning.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm getting there at 7 a.m. I'm going to play those first 3 holes 6 times. And
On
by
a-
the time you show up,
Yeah.
all full of breakfast that your mom's going to buy you, I'm going to kick your fucking ass.
Honestly, on a
Oh.
good day, I would love to play those first 3 holes just 18 times.
Mm.
Good 4 holes, good 3 holes golf.
Mm.
If 4 wasn't just a crazy walk back to 1, I'd do it all the time. Talking about Hancock and Austin.
Talking about Hancock and Austin. Austin,
We're
what a
having a
great town.
sports cast right now.
Yeah. What
I
is
didn't
this?
even, you talked about sports
No, it's good.
gambling.
No,
I
it's-
hate
I'm surprised
sports
we're not
gambling.
like a sports podcast the way Marcus be wearing jerseys every day.
We don't-
I got dinosaurs back here. I hate gambling. I hate it. I
Why
hate
do you
that
hate
everything
gambling?
because it's stupid.
Why is it
ruins
stupid?
the sport. It's stupid because it's like that's what you need to watch the sport. Don't watch the sport.
What,
Don't
Maybe
watch
a
the
lot of
sport.
people just Marcus. I mean, a lot of people don't live and breathe. I mean, actually, they do. People just live and breathe sports. I don't.
I'm not like a
I don't get
Puritan,
it.
though. Are you talking about gambling again?
I'm talking about gambling again.
See, look, but like I'm not putting. If I'm not a guy, I would not put $50 of my own money into anything because I don't know the sports that well. But
And
if,
I appreciate that.
but if
about
I
you.
do like $25 of free money, I'm like, oh, I'll probably learn a lot about a couple golfers. Like right now, I know that more golfers than not finish above par.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Golf is hard as
Golf
hell.
is a very hard sport.
Yeah.
And then then you see like Scotty Scheffler at like a 70, and you're like, well, everyone else is hitting like 70. Like, is Scotty Scheffler just on? Anyways, tariffs.
That's see, I wanted to get into. You guys want to talk about gambling? I'm like, you want to talk about gambling?
I
dude?
didn't want to. I was just on for the ride with the gambling thing, dude.
Well, I'm saying, speaking of gambling,
Speaking of gambling,
The
Trump
stock
is-
market.
dude, Trump. Well, by the time this comes out, the stock market could be anywhere.
Yeah, I think we forgot that he did this his first term.
okay,
too. He
wait.
gave
What are
these-
you talking about?
So
before
he does this thing. Trump did these tariffs where he said, hey, we're going to tariff the whole world. Stock market literally was about to go into a depression. It looked like it. It was bad. Future started acting wild. I don't even really know what that means as much as you do.
The
But the point
rapper?
is it scared Trump a little bit. He was like, we're putting a 90-day pause on the tariffs, except for China. We're bumping theirs up.
Yeah.
And that's
He went nuts on China.
He went nuts
he
on
put
China.
like 125% tariff on China or something, something like that.
For half of the last week, from Wednesday till Friday, the stock market was in a free fall. And then on Monday, it stagnated. And then yesterday and the day before, it just like,
Yeah.
so, but he told everybody. And I think we forgot that he did this his first term too. He's
Yeah.
a market manipulator. He does that. But he
So you're
also
saying I
tells
should've-
everybody.
I should have bought stock yesterday.
You should have bought stock when it was on Friday last week when everything was down
Yeah.
20%.
Or you should have not sold your stock. Like, I didn't sell my Tesla stock. I don't care how many swastikas they spray paint on Tesla dealerships and blow shit up. I'm keeping my Tesla stock.
How
all
much
right? And
Tesla stock you got?
like half of one.
How much is his stock?
That means he's
Worth?
one split away from a share, dude.
I'm one split away from a share, baby. You know about splits, right? Bananas. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I didn't sell all my Tesla stock because I knew it was going to come back. And then I saw the chart yesterday, and it was like, wham, straight up, dude. And I was
Yeah.
like, come on, we're so back.
But I mean, like you said, in a week's time, you could find out that half these tariffs are actually going to go through. I saw something yesterday where all the prices were different. I had a picture on my phone of me in an HEB, like me and Allie taking a goofy selfie in like the deli meats department.
Yeah.
All the deli meats are up like $1.50, $2.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like
Yeah.
subtly over the course of the last 2 years, like a ham of Oscar, like I think of Oscar Mayer ham, like turkey or whatever, was like $3.68, $4 like 20 cents, and then now it's $6, $6.50,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
$6.58.
that's what I dude. Okay.
Dude, they sell lunch meat prosciutto, dude. 3 ounces for like $11.
Yeah.
Some of them.
They're
You gotta
selling
get
beef.
that.
Do you know
gotta
how many
get that
pieces of meat
off-brand,
that
man.
is? I got the off-brand. Off-brand $7 for 3 ounces.
There you go.
They're all 3 ounces of prosciutto, but you can bang down a thing of prosciutto in 5 bites, man. It's 5 slices of meat. So easy.
Well, it's supposed to be finger food, not a meal. Like, he's
Yeah.
talking about lunch meat, like you put it on a sandwich
Well,
and
I
you take it to
know.
work.
I know, but I'm talking about, we're just talking about lunch
Prosciutto
meat
is a
prices.
sandwich meat as well.
It is.
Isn't that the shit wrapped in cheese or cheese wrapped in meat?
It's a really,
No,
really nice
It's just a
thin
nice,
sliced.
it's like a cured ham or
Let's look it up.
cured salami. It's a very fancy meat that I shouldn't be
It's an
buying. which I'm
Italian
gonna-
dry cured ham that is typically thinly sliced and eaten raw.
Yes.
I
That
don't
is
like
cured.
prosciutto anymore.
It's like ham sushi.
That's disgusting.
It's not raw.
It is raw.
It's
He said
cured.
raw.
It's
it's-
air dried. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's raw, buddy. It's left out, and then they shave it down to the good parts that are.
That makes sense why it tastes the way it tastes sometimes. If you leave that out, it tastes.
Yeah,
kinda
whenever you
weird.
dry age something, it gives it a skunk. You ever like dry age a steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different flavor completely. Like you're not eating it for like the juicy red meat anymore. You're eating it for like this weird.
Yeah, that funky.
Why do
That
people
funky,
do that,
funky.
dude? We went to
It's
this Italian spot and they had like the meat plate, the charcuterie board, but it's not called that. It's called like antipasta or some shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like all this cheese and meat, and I'm like, cool, meat and cheese. I like meat and cheese. And then you eat one bite of the cheese, and you're like, who the fuck pissed on this cheese?
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
I've never
Oh.
understood the term antipasta. Is like what is like ham that goes home and curb stomps ravioli? Like
I
don't,
think so.
What does that
What
mean?
is antipasta?
It's not pasta. I'll
It's
tell
like
you that.
it's against pasta.
Hey,
I think we're
pretty
finding out
against
that
it.
all Italian food is not the same.
Yeah.
It's a
I like
traditional
real
first course.
American Italian food. I don't like Italian food.
I don't think you like. I feel like you like real simple stuff, Marcus. I feel
I'm a
like I've
simple
never
guy.
seen you. I've known your diet since I've known you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same 4 meals. And when you talk to me, you love kale. You've been talking about kale lately.
rules.
He what's on your turkey sandwich? Kale.
Kale.
I like
Kale and
spinach more than kale.
that's what I would say.
Yeah, but kale's healthier.
He
That's what they say.
That's why he eats it. Marcus very OCD or would it be autistic about his vegetable because it says healthy, so he'll eat it.
It doesn't
and
say
everything.
healthy. It says kale, and my brain is like, that's good.
Oh, it's the best. I gotta have it in every meal now. So
Kale
it's in his
tastes-
beef.
Kale tastes skunky.
What do you put? What's your 4 meals you make? You make. Wait, let me name it, and then
All
I'll
right.
see if I'm right. So Marcus makes ground beef and kale.
That's one of them.
That's one of them.
You can make that a scramble too if you want.
Yeah, he'll add eggs to that. Woo! And then, or he'll take the meat out and just do scrambled and kale, right?
Sure.
And then what is it? Chicken, potatoes, and kale.
Yep, that was yesterday.
Wow. And then a turkey sandwich with kale, mustard, and mayo, and on wheat.
And Swiss cheese. No,
Oh,
it's on
Swiss
it's
cheese,
on
my bad.
12 grain HEB bread.
How do you feel about Swiss cheese since you're a German?
I love Swiss cheese.
Yeah, I'm not. I just got into it. I never liked the Swiss cheese.
I love Swiss.
What
Favorite
kind of cheese did you like before?
I'm a big fan of cheddar,
I like
but I also
provolone.
love provolone. Oh, dude,
Provolone's good.
Dude, you know what's been killing it though? Havarti cheese.
Okay.
Oh, that stuff's good. It's like Munster, but it's not Munster. It's
I like
Havarti.
Munster,
I
too.
love Munster.
Baby
Pepper
Swiss
jack.
over Havarti.
Baby Swiss.
Baby
What's
Swiss.
baby Swiss?
It's like
Swiss cheese for pedophiles.
Swiss
Come
cheese
on.
from a baby cow.
baby sis. Oops.
What is baby Swiss?
Let's look it up.
It's smaller holes.
It's like underdeveloped Swiss.
It's
Fetus-
retarded
The
Swiss.
difference
Fetus
is the
cheese.
time it takes to age. See, so where they are made, baby Swiss only ages for about a month, while traditional Swiss ages for 2 months or many years.
Whoa.
Oh, that.
Because of that, baby Swiss is creamy, nutty, and great for melting.
All right, I might get some baby Swiss then.
Sounds
You
pretty
convinced me, dude.
It doesn't have like that tannin that regular Swiss has. It's
I
like a
like
little
that
bit softer, like mozzarella.
Mm.
You mean mozzarella?
Mozzarella. That
You
was
said
a
it
weird,
British,
like
dude.
Scottish.
Mozza.
Mozzarella.
It's my mozzarella cheese.
Antipasta, though, is the traditional first course of a formal Italian meal, usually made of bite-sized small portions and presented on a platter, for which everyone serves themselves.
Yeah. I love that stuff. But the thing with the charcuterie board, dude, if that's a
Hungry.
party, I'm at that charcuterie board till it's like gone. I have a thing with, because I'll be high probably, and then I just munch down, dude, and I just can't stop. And I'm like, oh, this is all good. And then I'm like, oh, no one else is going to eat this cheese or ham or none of that. So I just,
Exactly.
oh, I'm going to go ham. Because all the people are just drinking. They're worried about the food. And I'm like, this is some of the best food. And I know how expensive it is because I'll buy it at the store. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is like $100 worth of cheese and meat.
Yeah.
This
Were
is a
you
treat.
you were at Rachel Wilson's party, right? Her birthday party last year?
Mhm.
I mean, the charcuterie board, a table, 2 tables worth of charcuterie.
No way.
Oh my God. Every kind of cheese, every kind of meat, chocolate covered. Who knows what it was because
Oh.
it was covered in chocolate. I
Those
couldn't
are
tell what
amazing.
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when I tell you there, like you said, there's karaoke inside, people are drinking, networking, and all this shit, and I'm just standing at the
Yo.
charcuterie board, just like, you guys seeing this? This is crazy
Did you guys
right
try that
now.
new
I
pepperoni
was
over
on
that?
thing.
Pepperoni's way
Anything
different
with
than.
the pepper lining, I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, what am I just going to come here? That's fine.
Uh-huh.
My brother's the most annoying guy around one of these because he's like usually pretty high or drunk, and he's just like making crazy things, and he's
Yeah.
like, you gotta try this. This one's I named this one the Smacker Doodle. He's just like naming everything he does.
Yeah.
This one's called the whack me off. He's just like telling me all these different crazy things.
What's on the whack me off?
That's
dude?
probably just like a pickle baby Swiss and a slice of ham. It's very small variations. It's
Yeah.
like
I
one
love
ingredient
And a
change.
squirt of cum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes it the whack me off. All right.
Like, this one's called Night Rider. Just a cup of black coffee.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's fun.
Ah, charcuterie.
Alarm as Florida Republicans move to fill deported workers' jobs with children. It's insane.
Are they American children?
Okay, Marcus.
Now, question. What are you talking? Wait, what did you say?
Governor Ron DeSantis leads push to loosen child labor laws as immigration cracks down leads to workforce shortages. Beneath the smudginess of Ron DeSantis at Florida leading the nation in immigration enforcement lies something of a conundrum. How to fill the essential jobs of the scores of immigrant workers targeted for deportation.
I mean, the big problem with this whole argument of like, well, if we deport all the people who are here illegally, who's going to do these jobs and prices are going to go up, which basically means it's like, I guess we're okay with essentially slave labor. Because when
Yeah.
you're like, hey, you can come into this country without following the rules, but you just have to work for peanuts.
Yeah.
That's not right either. Like, if you're here and you're working, you shouldn't be paid $2
Yeah,
an
but it
hour.
sounds like the
Hey,
whole
I'm
country is
here.
about to turn into like a Chinese industrial district where we're just like printing concrete pillars. Because right here it says the answer, according to Florida lawmakers, is the state's school children, who as young as 14 could be allowed to work overnight shifts without a break, even on school nights. That's insane,
I don't
bro.
like that.
That's insane.
I don't like
I don't
that.
get it, dude.
I will say this though, like in high school when I was taking like honors and AP classes and playing sports, I might as well have been working in a factory. I could have been making money. For real.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have gone to Michigan, and your grades would have probably suffered, and you probably would have gotten introduced to drugs by
Yeah, yeah.
a guy who was 28. And
But
in the
you know
same
what I could
situation
afford?
You were.
You know what I could afford right now? like a used car with 100,000 miles. I could afford that right now if I was a fucking child labor slave kid.
Yeah, but you also wouldn't even know how to come up with these thoughts.
Oh, bro, you don't
That's
think you don't think I'd be writing manifestos in the factory?
Right.
Sorry.
It's like every time you drive by someone on the street that's like, not in a good place, homeless, you always just want to be like, do better. But then you have to realize they simply don't have like an education to know what better is.
Or they're mentally ill. A lot of mentally ill people.
Yeah, I guess you could classify a
Or
lack of
they
education.
just don't want to, or they don't want to work, man. They're like, F the man, dude. F the man, dude. I'm here. I'm gonna do these drugs, dude. I'm gonna
I
be
fuck
free.
with those guys.
Those people.
Yeah, but
there's
how-
people that live out in tents, man. They're like, and I don't want to do it. That's why I work
how
for the
old
man.
were
I
you
hate
when
I hate
you had
working
your
for the man.
first job? How old were you?
16 or something.
See, that's not even. It's pretty much.
Well, the
14.
only reason I got the job, I'll be honest, I was a kid. I played sports growing up. I went to school. And that's my
Yeah.
parents wanted that. They're like, you can either have a job or play sports. I'm gonna play sports because obviously that's a way better option. And so then one summer I got cut from baseball. Then I got a job, and I was a dishwasher.
Damn.
I was a dishwasher at some shitty Greek restaurant. I remember I got fired. That was pretty funny. The reason I got fired. But I worked with this Greek as dishwasher, and I also worked with like a 45-year-old man who took cigarette breaks. I can always remember this guy. He sucked. He's a terrible worker. I was a harder worker than him. He's like, I'm gonna take another smoke break. I was like, what do you do the whole day? And then all he would do is turn the hot water on. He's like, you got to have the hot water on. I'm like, well, I'm not burning my hands while you smoke your cigarettes.
That's
okay?
why I started smoking, because I have Walmart.
Mm.
Working at Walmart in a bumfuck town, you sit there and everyone else is like, meat department. You look around every 15 minutes and you're like, where the hell is everybody?
Yeah.
You're like, well, the state lets you have as many smoke breaks as you want.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, you're outside just like chiefing Pall Malls with Deborah and
You don't even like him, but you're like, I need a
Jules.
cigarette now.
yeah. My boss was a Wiccan that did metallurgy.
What
It's
the
a
hell?
weird place, bro. Yeah, she'd take off for 4 months to go sell metalwork at the Renaissance Festival,
Wow.
Yeah.
and then I'd just be there smoking cigarettes
Yeah,
by
dude,
myself.
and that's why I got fired because
You're like, why am I even doing
Yeah,
this?
I
No,
took
seriously,
time
because I
off.
don't want to be in a freezer for 8 hours. So you'd just be like,
Yeah.
any chance you could. I think I got pneumonia like 4 times going in and
Yeah.
out of the walk-in like that.
And now look at you. You're vaping in a podcast studio.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
it's awesome.
We made it.
But like you were saying, what's wrong with expecting our young people to be working part-time now? That's how it used to be when I was growing up, DeSantis said.
Well, so here's my point. It's fucked up either way, right? Like, we shouldn't be paying illegal immigrants nothing to do work. That's wrong morally. But at the same time, like, kids can work. I was working like construction off the books when I was 14,
Yeah.
15.
You can work. I mean, obviously, kids used to have kids back then. When they were like 14, people used to have kids. 12.
Yeah.
It was way different.
Now no one
Back
has
then.
kids.
Did y'all know
Yeah,
that
no.
DeSantis was actually a Joint Task Force Guantanamo working with Guantanamo Bay detainees? He tortured people.
Really?
Who did?
DeSantis was working in Guantanamo during 2000 and
Who's DeSantis?
He's the governor of Florida.
yeah, this is not good.
Hey, I'm not a Ron DeSantis
Well,
fan
I'm trying to
by
figure
any
out what he was
means.
like when it was like this was what like when I was growing up. So I'm trying to find out what his powdered wig
I'm
child
starting to
life
figure
was
out
like.
that
You
a
know what
lot
I
of
mean?
these high power people are really bad people.
Yeah.
They take their power and abuse people. That's what I'm finding out.
Mhm.
I thought this episode, I'll be just a little interjection. I thought we were going to talk about some drunk stories and stuff. But now I'm learning about just
Tariffs.
tariffs and bad governors
Ron
of Florida.
DeSantis met his wife Casey Black at a golf course. He humped the cart girl.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
No, for
Is it-
real though, like speaking of drunk stories, sometimes I do feel like Trump with the tariffs, and I know he doesn't drink, but it does kind of feel like he's like a drunk guy, like, let's do 125% on China. See what they do
Wait,
about
Trump doesn't drink?
it. No, he doesn't drink or smoke.
Since when? How do you know that?
He's talked about it. His brother died of like alcoholism, so he just never
Yeah, he's
did
a
it.
what's it called? Someone who never drinks or does any drugs their entire life.
Yeah, a Republican?
No, I forget what they're called.
A nice guy?
Straight edge?
No, there's a word for it.
A leader?
Noob? Someone who doesn't
Wholesome?
drink. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice? Smart?
You can be a drunk leader.
You can.
I'm sure Genghis Khan was pounding back some sake or something.
Obviously, if you're killing that many people, you better be doing some sake.
Yeah.
You can't be sober and be like killing all these people. Like,
Imagine
"I'm
being
fine."
drunk Genghis Khan. You're like, let's just keep going, man. Let's just keep. Let me
Huh?
get another one. Let me get another one.
Teetotalism. He's a teetotaler. That's what Trump is.
What does that mean?
Teetotalism is the practice of complete abstinence from alcohol. So like he's never
Dude, we have definitely looked this up on the podcast before.
teetotaler.
Yeah.
Teetotaler?
I like
That
that name.
No,
sounds
we haven't.
familiar.
Sounds like a golf term.
Well,
It's
he's
the-
also
Hey, is the tea toddler going to be here, or am I going to have to tea it myself?
That's the guy who every time he uses a tea, he breaks the shit out of the tea.
Yeah,
He
toddler or
every hole he needs a new teetotaler. He totals the
Oh,
tea.
toddler. You said I'm thinking toddler.
Teetotaler. Yeah, no, I don't know. I just sometimes he does kind of seem like a drunk guy who's just got the frat credit card and he's just like, dude,
Yeah,
we're cutting it.
Speaking
Tariff.
of, so like how it's going, apparently it's not going good from what the people are making it seem like. Or is it going
He's
good?
basically like, if Fiji's going to come to our party, they're paying a 500% ticket price. Only Fiji's paying to get into the house party tonight.
Well, okay, so the idea behind tariffs. So I'll give you an example, right?
Yeah.
So right now, if you want to buy a German car here in America, there's like before his tariff thing,
Yeah.
it was I don't know, maybe a 2.5%. It was very low, right? If you want to import a German car, but if you want to buy an American car in Germany, you have to pay like a 14% tariff plus another 19% like import tax on top. So that's a 29% tax.
If it was manufactured in America.
If it was made in
and shipped
America.
over there. That's why we
Yeah.
have like Kia and shit that like Kia manufactures here.
Yes.
Toyota builds cars in San Antonio because we completely dodge tariffs on Tundras and trucks like that.
Yeah.
Because we're taking their product and building it here.
But what's the point of that? The point is that creates jobs in America.
Yeah.
So
From
the
outside
idea,
companies.
Yeah. So the idea behind that is like, hey man, German car companies, if you want to sell your Mercedes here in America, maybe build them in America. Which the problem with that is, if I'm buying a Mercedes, I don't want an American-made Mercedes. I want a German-made Mercedes. That's the whole fucking point. But the idea then is like, okay, well, you pay more for it. You're buying a Mercedes. You should have the money to pay more for it. But
Yeah.
Luxury.
luxury,
And
the
then
luxury.
Also, there's so many loopholes. So like say like if China has a tariff on women's pants coming into the United States, meaning that if China's going to sell pants here, then they have to sell them at an increased rate. So they have less likelihood to sell their pants because of the increased rate, right? So what China will do, and other countries will do this as well, they'll throw a pocket on the back of a woman's pants. Now it can be classified as a medical piece of apparel. Then it goes in at a half a rate as a tariff,
Yeah.
and women have an extra pocket on their pants. Everyone wins.
Except America.
Except America. But the consumers in America win from that. We pay cheaper for a product that was made at a way lower rate because they're paying kids to make pants over there.
But the long thing is, our kids should be making those pants.
I
That's
don't
the point of the
think so.
tariffs.
My question
But this is the land of prosperity. I mean, for the longest
It
time, the
was.
country was about not having kids have to work, letting them get an education, becoming great thinking minds, and continue to bring back money to the United States without having to do the hard
I
labor.
hate to break it to you, that part has only been true since like the 50s.
Yeah, I know.
You know how many kids used to work in this country?
All of them. It was
All
a
of
normal
them.
thing. My grandpa started working when he was like 9 or
Yeah.
something. He started
Yeah.
driving tractors.
Uphill both
and kids
ways.
kids can't even wipe their own ass now. They're like, "Ma, can you help me?" And they're 9. They can't make their own food. The world is so different. The parents have changed. The parents have become just weak.
Yeah.
To just
The whole new generation. It's
They
the
just let the kids walk all over them. They give them a tablet. And
it's
then,
the
and then
easy
the
Mac
kid-
generation.
Yes.
You're right, dude. Kids do need a job. We were just talking about this with JJ the other day. They're shooting each other. They're stabbing each other right now. Kids need to go work jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need something to do. But the thing is, too, I was just thinking, like, you're talking about all these tariffs and getting all these products, and we need all these children slaves over in the other countries to keep making us our T-shirts and stuff. It's like, I wonder if we stop production on everything right now besides, like, food, or we slowed it down because we have so much of everything
Yeah.
out of all of these stores. I wonder how much, like, do we need to keep buying stuff? Does stuff need to be so expensive? Why is it so much? Does that make sense?
It does make sense, Justin, but I don't think we're going to solve any economic issues right
that's
now.
why I have this headline for us. It's a lot easier. It's a lot of pee. Man has no idea who is putting gallons of urine in his recycling bin
Yeah.
or why. And this
Ew.
is a crazy headline because I am currently dealing with a similar problem in my backyard.
What?
I'm not even joking with you.
What?
I went out the other day behind my gate because I put a lock on my gate now. And behind my fence line, I don't know who the fuck's doing it, but there's just bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles of piss behind my house right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is someone parking? I don't know where the piss is coming from. Anyways, this guy's
I know where
Wait,
it's coming
wait.
from. I don't know who it's coming from, but I know where it's
They're
coming
bottling
from.
it. It's a lot of piss.
Yeah.
I get this guy.
But why is
it's
it on
infuriating.
And they're putting it on your fence?
They're putting they're putting it behind my fence. But it's like someone from the city needs to come out and pick up it's at this point it's like 80 little piss bottles.
Phil, did you get drunk one night and forget, and you just started? a new
Not
thing?
$80, not
sleeping-
$80 of the
sleepwalking,
piss.
peeing
If
in
I'm
bottles.
sleep, that'd be crazy. If I'm just out there hucking piss bottles behind my fence.
I mean, imagine being drunk and having the accuracy to get your dick into a bottle and like, unless you're using a funnel, which I mean, if he's using a funnel, he's an
He's not
innovative
using a
guy.
funnel. It's a homeless person putting in his wiener and he's peeing in it, or it's a woman going, I don't get it. But also,
It's a guy. I think we can
It's a
be
guy.
safe. That's
I
a
think
guy.
it's a dude that has
Maybe
to
he's-
like wake up early in the parking lot behind my place, and he's just like fuck, and he just
Like a guy who
pisses and-
sleeps in his car.
or just like a homeless person who thinks
Or he's
they're
marking
being
his
discreet,
territory.
but I'd rather them just piss in the creek they're putting the bottles in.
Yeah, that's what I don't get is like, if you're gonna be homeless, why are you pissing in a water bottle?
Oh, this is where civilization catches up with you.
maybe they're selling
Yeah.
it on
The allocation of your piss is the first thing you're
Just
gonna think
piss
about.
on the floor or the
maybe they're selling
ground.
on an OnlyFans. Bottles of piss on OnlyFans.
That's
Ooh.
actually our other headline we have today.
The
Wait,
OnlyFans?
wait, you got to finish what you said. You brought up pee. There's a guy that gets pee bags in his.
His story is not as good as mine. It's just as mysterious, and
It's
there's going to be no
probably not.
answer.
That means this is a pandemic. This is all over the country.
This is a weird thing. Okay, so a man living in Portland, Oregon neighborhood is wondering who is putting gallons of urine in his. Yeah, see that? There we go. Portland.
Portland, yeah.
Yeah.
Austin.
Portland, Austin,
Austin.
same thing.
Yeah, it's the
Let's
piss
go to
epidemic.
Dallas and see how many piss bottles we find there, huh?
Alex Van Duyen said the problem started in September when he noticed his recycling bin had not been collected. So I went to open the blue bin, and to behold, there was a nice deposit of gallon-sized piss bottles, to put it plainly. And there were 6 of them. The recycling hauler refused to take the bins collected because urine is a biohazard.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know
going
why
to
he's
the
hitting
toilet.
the same location so many times. That doesn't make any sense to me. And why is he doing it? This guy is losing his fucking mind.
Damn.
I've actually started putting my bins back out again the night before and putting them in a different position just to see if I could get a better video of him. Maybe he's watching. I don't know. Please stop. Please just don't do it anymore, he says. It's a lot of pee. I mean, this guy's really pissing me off.
That's funny. That's funny. Damn, dude.
Yeah,
Just
it's
getting
good.
pissed off.
This guy is like on. Imagine studying journalism and that being your story to cover for the week.
Yeah, dude, I was listening to this thing. It was this guy writing a story about information overload and how there's so much information on the internet, it's too much for us to process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's writing a story that people are going to have to read and process about how there's too much shit for them to process. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I mean,
I should have just said, don't read this, too much to read.
yeah, for real. It's like pissing in a plastic bottle where it's like, I think you're making things worse. You thought you were helping because you're not pissing on the ground. It's like, really, now there's just a water bottle that's just full of piss that we can't even recycle because it's a biohazard.
Huh. Well, speaking of OnlyFans earlier, OnlyFans sued after 2 guys realized they might not actually be talking to models. Class action lawsuit claims OnlyFans is allowing fraud on its platform by letting models use agency chat service to talk to fans.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about this. People
Damn
who are
it.
like, oh, I do the responses for an OnlyFans model
Yeah.
because she doesn't want to. Which, I'll be
'Cause it
honest,
feels
dude,
weird.
if you're on OnlyFans for the chat aspect, you're a fucking moron. Just
No,
get
it's not being a moron.
ChatGPT.
It's a sad soul that thinks it's real, that he thinks he has a chance with this woman that actually likes him through a screen.
Dude.
It's just like getting catfish, dude.
You remember
right?
the homeless guy who used to be next to Sunset?
Yeah, that
still
was
there?
giving money to a woman he thought was,
Yes.
what's her name, Sparks from the
Yeah.
WWE.
Dude, this guy, he had some military pension, still homeless.
Really nice guy.
Yeah,
We gave
nice
him money.
guy.
Gave
I
him a
mean,
lot
he's
of
giving
free
money
stuff.
to a fucking AI chick, right? And he showed me, he was like, this is like some super hot blonde chick. He's like, I'm saying she's gonna come get me.
Sasha Fox, I think it
Yeah,
was.
some crazy shit. And I'm like, I don't even know how to explain to you that
A couple
that's
of the
not
guys
true.
at Sunset explained to him, they're like, hey, man, it was tough conversations, but yeah, he was explained that, like, this is
Yeah.
not real. And then sure enough, a month goes by, he's not there anymore. He went back to go live with his brother.
And look,
Or he found Sasha. Maybe Sasha came and got him, like he said. Maybe you guys are just doubters, dude.
haters.
Sasha likes homeless people, dude.
It's a loneliness epidemic in this country.
There is, and it's like, I mean, but that's what happened with like everybody being in their computers all day because they don't want to talk to anybody. So then they find OnlyFans and they find the porn and then they watch that and then they think the
Yeah.
world's that and they're not doing any of that and they're just talking to a computer.
Can I give the counter argument? And we do love women on this podcast, but you know what never happens when you're talking to a fake chick online? You know what never
What?
happens? She never just pisses you off. She's always nice to you. I don't think I've ever heard a story of a guy getting stressed out because his AI girlfriend isn't listening to him, you know? I don't think I've ever heard that before. That's only in real life type shit.
Until she takes all your money, then I'm pissed.
But
Where
that
you at?
Hey, buddy, that's going to happen anyway.
That's actually
That's
true.
how that guy thought about it. He was like, I would rather live on the street and talk to a fake woman the rest of my life
She's
than live
nice
in a
to
house
him.
with a real woman that's mean to me.
And we love women because they're
We do
great.
love women.
Are so
But they're
awesome.
mean. They're mean sometimes.
Well, people can be mean. I don't think AI's figured out how to be mean yet. When that happens, we're fucked.
Oh, it can be mean. It can be snarky.
Really?
Yeah, it can be. There are AIs that are specifically made to be like snarky and have like a sense of humor.
Yeah, but you
'cause
know
the
that
robot,
going
you can
in.
make it whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Ah, fuck.
You know what sucks about that Zen thing I just opened? It was my weed. So now I'm just now I want.
Fiending for two things now.
Yep.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I'm still on my prison diet, by the way.
Yeah, dude, I can tell you're looking great, man.
Thanks,
that jersey's
man.
starting to fit better. It's like
Thanks,
look, a
dude.
skinny little. You're a man. You're a G, dude. You look great.
Thanks.
How do you feel though? Your energy still feels the same. But I feel like if I was as sober as you and
You
clean
seem more
as
anchored. You do seem more anchored.
Really?
You do.
Yeah, you seem more grounded.
Wow.
He does, but there's still moments where the Marcus comes out, and I just
That's who I am. I'm a stressed out
what I mean?
fucking
See what I
guy,
mean?
man. Everyone wants to like, well, have you tried? Yeah, I've tried yoga. I've tried stretching. I've done keto. I've lost weight. I work out. I got sober. I tried weed. I tried not drinking. I've done everything.
Except
I-
for
Guess what? I'm praying. I'm doing the
medication.
Jesus shit. I'm not doing the fucking pills, all right?
Yeah,
they always
yeah,
want you to do pills. Fuck the pills.
what about accepting?
You're a fucking idiot.
the pills are tough.
Don't bring that shit up again.
That's what
Accepting? What am I accepting?
The things you cannot change and to have the wisdom to
Yeah.
understand you.
It's the. I mean, I feel okay. So you're completely sober, and I mean,
And what's that like?
it's just so clear headed, and I just feel
You'll
like it's
never
just-
know.
I will never know. I think about it every day. I drive and I go, well, Marcus does it, but I'm like, do
I
I
start
wanna-
every day sober. I
I
got here
do.
sober.
I don't think you do start every day sober.
Yeah.
I think you wake up and there's like residuals.
Oh, there's a little tinge. Yeah, I had two
Oh, there's a
Modelos
little
last
tinge,
night.
You know what
obviously.
I don't like? I don't like the dreams. I'm having
I
dreams
was
that are
thinking
stressing
about that
me out.
yesterday too. I was driving home and I thought about you. I go, Marcus dreams. I bet. I literally had that thought.
I
That's
hate 'em.
crazy.
I
Because I
Are
haven't
they
dreamed
violent?
in I don't know how long.
The violent ones scare the fuck out of me when I stop smoking.
you know, I think that's why I woke up a little stressed because like the dreams last night just were stressing me out for no fucking reason. It's like for some reason I have 18 roommates.
Well, whenever you smoke, the whatever it is in your brain that dreams gets blocked, and when you stop smoking, the floodgate opens and leads you to have crazy dreams.
Oh man, I get
Sorry, I said
scared.
that for the
Yeah,
clip.
but now it's not like they're crazy every night. Like when I was first, it's like it just every now and then I'll have one where I'm like, what the fuck?
You said you have 16 roommates.
In this dream, I had fucking like 16 roommates.
Am I one of them?
No, you were not one of them.
One
It
of I
was
was one of them.
no, neither one of you were
Oh,
there.
you're back in your frat.
Yeah, but it was like a really nice apartment that made no sense. There's shit everywhere, and it's me and my wife. We're living there, and I'm like, hey, can you guys like? We're trying to be married and shit, and it's just it doesn't stop. And then I guess I thought everyone was out of the house, so I whacked off on like the there's a family
You're
computer.
beating off in your dreams.
I didn't even get the beat off part. I just got the getting caught part by some roommate who's like, "Oh, you done whacking off?" I'm like, "I didn't know you were here."
That's so. And then so those are the dreams you're.
That was just one of last night's dream. There was
You
another
know,
one. I was hanging on
speaking
the
of
side
Having
of a
a
plane,
dream
man.
about 16
oh my
roommates
God,
can
that's a-
symbolize feeling overwhelmed or having many different aspects of your personality or experiences coexisting within you. It
Yep.
might represent a sense of needing to integrate various parts of yourself to explore different identities. The dream could also reflect feeling isolated or struggling to find your place within a larger group or environment.
Well, all of that's right.
Yeah, I mean, you do work. I mean, you
We'll
work
see what it
every
means if
day
you're
at
beating off in your
a
dream.
club.
I work
That would
every
be
day.
like living there almost.
Yep, I work every day.
And that's with
I
16
sleep
people?
every night.
I want you to quit beating off too. Just go
I
for
haven't
it.
been beating off either.
Oh, so you're having wet dreams.
Dude, I
Yeah,
am
I've had-
fucking.
I've had-
I am trying to listen to the Bible app. I'm trying to stretch and eat kale, and I'm trying to go to bed early. And I've been doing that, and I've been having decent sets. My the only thing that's been like, other than me losing weight, is my comedy's been good. My comedy's been like the only thing where I'm like, that's where I find my happiness. On stage, maybe
Yeah.
10 minutes a night, I can have a little dopamine rush. Everything else is just grinding it out, man, and it's fucking killing me, bro.
Dude, I watched you. I saw you last
You have
night.
to reward yourself at some point.
I saw him last night, dude. He ran into Sunset to do his spot, wrote his set list out, ran out the door to do another spot. Before that, ran from another spot.
I'm everywhere, man. I'm running around like a chicken with.
Masturbation in dreams means that you might need to simply let go of something. Many people have asked what it means to be masturbating.
I didn't masturbate. I got caught jacking. I didn't even. The
That's
jack
even
off
worse.
part got skipped in
Type
the dream.
in that, getting caught masturbating in a dream.
Sounds like it's one of the key aspects of a personality that needs to be melded for you.
Okay, I didn't know today was therapy.
Today's not therapy; it's dream dissection.
Fuck.
Yeah, dream. So what?
This isn't real science.
Can you do you remember any of like what's the craziest dream? Can you remember?
I was hanging off the
Lately?
side of an airplane.
Love that.
Flown by
dude.
Ukrainians that had a
Whoa.
backward swastika on it, and I'm like, I don't know what this fucking means.
Tesla stock's going up.
I don't
I
even
guess
think
it-
I
and
can
you're holding
Google
on.
That one.
Yeah,
No.
you can't Google that one. That's
is
an ungoogleable dream.
Wait, so you're in
I'm hanging off the side of it.
on like the wing or
No, I'm
on
like
you're
up by
holding-
the like the driver's side window if it's a car.
Hey man, how's it going? And you're not.
I'm like, stop spray painting swastikas on this fucking airplane. And they're Ukrainian, so they don't speak English. But
Whose plane was it?
I don't
Those are
even know.
Wild dreams. I'm
How do
usually
you
just
have
being
that
stabbed
dream?
to
You
death
got
or
that's
something.
Fox News, dude. Because I'm never.
I haven't even been watching
Just
Fox.
even
I'm not
have
even
that
watching
thought
Fox
though.
News,
But
man.
I'm saying, just to have that thought though, the whole thing, I could have never in my mind been like, yeah, come up with like Marcus or myself on a plane, Ukrainian, of course. Also, swastikas on the plane. I'm telling them to stop
Backwards.
spray painting it. That doesn't make any sense. How you can come up
So
with
does
that?
that mean the swastikas are in distress?
I don't know, man.
How'd you get on the plane?
I don't know.
Did
I
you
was
just start the dream
It's
in
a
the
Yeah,
on the-
dude.
dream.
It's
Doesn't
a
make
dream,
sense.
man. I
No,
don't
but I'm
know.
saying I wanted to know if he got to the like if he just started flying through his dream.
No,
Maybe
I
something.
I walked up a ladder thing, one of those ladder things, and then I'm just like hanging off the side window, and it's
That's
just
what I mean. See,
Some crazed lunatic mass murder serial killer that's on the loose is always trying to kill me in my dreams.
Whoa.
Okay.
What's his
weird.
name?
It changes. It's like a different universe every single time. But there's just like this guy. I'll be like turning off a TV in the beginning of the dream, and it'll be like a news headline about this guy who's like snuck into like 16, 18 people's houses and killed them in their sleep. And then I'll like, yeah, I hate it. I always dream about being stabbed to death. I've gotten pretty good at knife combat. I
Nice.
think because
In
of,
your
because of my
dreams?
dreams. I think if someone came up with a knife, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, a little bit more, too much of that. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Sorry,
I've just
dude.
been having anxiety attacks about
real.
money and work.
so you guys are dreaming.
I'm not
well, I'm
dreaming.
awake.
I'm
What?
having more nightmares.
No,
I'm not sleeping. I don't think. I'll close my eyes and then my thoughts just constantly run till the sun comes up and then I go, well, let's start the day.
Yeah.
And then everybody goes, why are you so angry? And I go, well, I don't know if I've slept in the last 5 days.
I don't smoke before I sleep because it just keeps me up. Get high and scroll my phone for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So just don't anymore.
The phone's been really bad to me lately. I've been
Yeah.
very addicted to my phone lately because I've just been escaping all of my issues from scrolling, and then I like waste so much time.
Yeah, I don't
The-
watch TV in my room either.
The nicest thing that I've been doing is like because I've been getting up so early and I'm up late every night anyway. So during the day, Tigers usually start about noon, maybe 1 o'clock. So I'll put that on, watch like 3 innings, and just kind of fall asleep and wake up in the 9th inning. And then those are the best sleeps. Just listening to baseball in the background, man. Oh, that's how I got to sleep. I need to like find old recordings of baseball games and just fall asleep to that.
Instead
Because
of
I don't have
those
wacky
beats,
dreams.
instead of those neural beats or whatever they have,
Oh, I like the binaural beats.
binaural beats.
Yeah.
Here listening to, and it's a fly ball to center field.
And it's caught, and he's out. I don't even need like
the
the hype
Tigers win
stuff.
the pennant. The
I don't need-
Tigers win the pennant.
No, I can't listen to the 06 ALCS. I got to listen to like, you know what it is. I need to listen to like just a 2013 middle of July day game.
The
That's
craziest
what I need.
thing
Just
is how
some
you
random
listen
shit.
to old games. I can't watch old sports. It's like that's already happened. I know
Oh,
the
I'll
sport.
put on.
No.
It's the weekend. I'm about to put on like Masters tournaments from all the years and just sit on my couch and doze off.
Bro, I watched
good. It's
what was the last Masters that Tiger Woods won?
2019.
Yeah, I watched that one a couple
Yeah.
years ago, and I was watching the whole, like, it was kind of sped up a little bit. They skipped through some parts. But you know who won the fucking they had the guy who won like the youth tournament or whatever. And he's that like Swedish guy. What the fuck is his name?
I don't know.
God, I can't remember his name right now either.
It's just the Masters has
No.
the greatest backtrack ever. It's the soft music.
Yeah.
The what's his name? Nance is just like the greatest.
Well, he's
voice
not
ever.
on it anymore.
This is it right now.
It's
Oh,
so nostalgic. It brings you. I'm like in my
Wait for
grandpa's.
it. Rory's about to tee off. Listen to it.
hit it.
3, 2.
Oh, fuck.
It's
Yeah.
the plane in the background.
Hallelujah.
It's the plane in the background.
Oh, ball's still in the
It's
air.
you feel
Middle
like you're
of the fairway.
outside, but you're
Rory.
in your house. But you're like I'm there with them. And then you always think when you turn on golf, you're like, man, I want to go golfing.
Well, that's
I wanna
what
go.
it's like.
After you watch, you're like, I'm gonna do better next round at golf.
This whole sobriety thing is just reminds me like I used to get drunk to make things better, and I'm like, but it long term would make shit worse. You know what I mean? Because I like you start out the first couple drinks, you're like, man,
yeah.
this rules.
You're talking about drinking and golfing.
I'm talking about anything in drinking.
Oh,
I'm talking about you have those first couple drinks and you're like, I'm feeling good, and then you have like 6, 7, 8, 9 more, and next thing you know, you're like,
keep going.
you know those like you ever have one of those? Do you guys black out a lot?
I don't black out ever.
You don't black out ever, and you don't really black out either.
No, I try
I
to
get
keep
sick.
that limit because if
Yeah.
I
Bro.
go to I'll actually throw up before I black out because I know I'm getting too bad.
So blacking out was like my specialty. You know what I
That's
mean? I used to
crazy.
get so drunk and black out all the time. And I remember one time I was blacked out in Berlin. I go to a soccer game, right? And they sell you a big mug of beer like this.
Yeah.
Like
How
it's
much
like
would
fucking
you
huge.
drink to black out? That's
Let me tell you,
crazy.
they give you a liter, and on the
want a
cup
liter.
it would say kickoff, halftime, and then the end of the game. Because you're supposed to drink one beer throughout the game.
Oh, no.
So it's halftime, and I'm getting my third one already, right? I'm sitting in the away team section with the home team's jersey on because I'm drunk and I scalped a fucking ticket, and I'm just getting shithoused with these guys. And then I don't remember the end of the game. I don't remember really
Were you by
leaving the
yourself?
stadium. Yeah. Well, not by the end of it. I'm buddy with everybody. I'm on the fucking
in all these stories. You're like always by yourself.
drinking by myself was the best.
That's like it took me a long time to go to the movies by myself or go out to eat by myself to feel
See,
normal.
that's the issue. You never learn social pacing.
No, so that's the thing.
Because
It's
in a
like,
frat, there's social pacing is the gas all the way down.
yeah.
Oh,
And then like now, like
But my point is, because I'm antisocial, so once I get 3 huge beers into it, now I'm social. So but it's one of those blackouts where it's like I don't really remember leaving the stadium, but then I like remember 5 minutes on a train singing and talking shit with people, and then I don't remember anything until the literal end of the train line. Like they're like, "Hey, you have to get off the train now. It's done." And I'm like, where am I? They're like, you're like super East Berlin. I'm like, fuck, I got to backtrack. So I had to like drunkenly backtrack. My phone's dead and I'm in a different country. And so I have to like go through all of former communist Berlin to fucking get back to where my hotel was. And then I'm walking, I think I'm walking the right way. And I see a riverboat and I'm like, oh, I should try to steal that flag. That's a big old, I could steal that, right? There's a little walkway to get on the boat and I'm on there and I'm trying to rip this flag off. For like 5 minutes until I turn around, I see the captain of the boat just looking at me like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
No,
fuck."
really?
Yeah, and then I think I just left and
Yeah,
walked.
you didn't
back
do
to
it
the
stealthy at
hotel.
all. 5 minutes into a stealth mission,
But
you
when
gotta be quicker
when I'm
than that.
blacked out drunk,
you gotta be quicker than that. You almost had it.
when I was blacked out drunk, I thought I was so sneaky.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, now granted, I've been blackout drunk. I've gotten there. I've had many of times where I remember the one time it was New Year's Eve. I always remember that one. I found Captain Morgan and root beer,
Ooh,
and you can make.
I couldn't even imagine that.
Oh, bro,
I've
it
never
tastes like
heard of that before.
Dude, it tastes like a vanilla root beer, and you can make it like I was making them like the cup was huge. It was like
Yeah.
it was like a 20-ounce cup, and it was probably like half Captain, half. And I had 3 of those within maybe 2 hours, not even.
Nice.
And we were doing shots. The next thing you know, I fell in the bathroom multiple times into the shower, and I'm throwing up. And it was New Year's Eve. I passed out at 10 p.m. Ball drops at 12.
nice.
I wake up to the next day. So many missed calls. Oh, that was a terrible day. Terrible hangover though.
First
But
time,
I tried it, and then just a side note on that. Now, like the other day, this was where it's kind of crazy. It's like I drank like 4 margaritas and I had like a vodka soda, and I felt fine. I was like, did I even drink today?
yeah, I feel like sometimes your body's like, we can handle it today, and then other days it's like,
Yes.
bro, you got it, we can't even. And then you just force feed yourself
Yes.
alcohol, and then your body's just like, fuck it, we're blacking
The
out.
days where you go with the boys, like it's on the course. The day where you get the first beer and it goes down cold, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna drink about 12, 15 of
Fuck,
these.
you're bringing
Yeah.
me back, dude. God.
Those are the good days. And you feel drunk. There's some days where you can drink the same amount of alcohol, not feel a buzz, but other days you drink 1 or 2, and it's just your vibe, and you're like, oh, I feel great, and I'm having fun. And now I'm so old, I try to keep it to like because my body can't handle it. So I try to be good.
Dude, I'm glad I
Ish.
quit drinking when I did, dude. 26 sounds early, but man, when I look back on it, I'm like, I drank hard for 9 years.
Yeah.
Really, I went nuts for 9 years.
I have
and
to
I
drink
had
the
stop.
same 2 things every time. Jameson Lone Star.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
anything else, unpredictable.
Yeah, but I was give me 2 Heinekens and a Jaeger bomb to start.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of Jaeger, dude, Jaeger and root beer,
Yuck.
Ew.
you say yuck until you drink it and you're like, there
No
was
bars
Jaeger
have
in
root
that?
beer though. To have a bar with root beer is like so rare.
Who's
Yeah, well,
talking
it's
about a
because-
bar?
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm doing this at home, dude. Or at a party.
by yourself,
This was
ignoring
com-
life.
I had beers at home last night and it was weird. Didn't even finish. I drank half of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
I liked it. Yeah. It's different.
I
Just-
need someone else to be talking so I can drink my beer. Otherwise, I'm just sitting there stewing.
You heard a podcast?
I'm not getting drunk and watching a podcast at home by myself.
You ever try it?
No, that's I would rather do heroin.
And watch a podcast?
No, I'm not going to watch a podcast.
If you're watching this podcast, make sure you shoot up real quick. Get a belt like this and just tie your arm off. Sorry.
The only time I listen to podcasts is when I have a drive.
Mm.
And I look forward to them because of it. Well, right now I'm listening to one about telepathy. It's called the Telepathy Tapes. Ever heard about this?
No.
Holy shit. Okay, so there was a woman who had she studied savants for a long time and tried to figure out where does this come from. There's got to be some kind of link to their development and their savantism,
Okay.
piano, whatever it might be. And for these people, they found out that she kept hearing cases where parents were reporting that their autistic child had telepathy powers with them. Like they would come into a room and bring them something they had been looking for. So she put her whole career degree on the line and said, I'm going to study telepathy with, nonverbal autistic children and their parents. 95% of these cases came back overwhelmingly. Like they don't even have to be they could be in different parts of the world. And they're able to tell what their mother was looking at. So they put a wall up between them and then they had point to something on the paper. There's a bunch of animals on the paper. And then they'll tell her on the iPad, they won't unprompted. She'll just write giraffe and her mom's touching a giraffe.
Yeah.
And they no bounds. There's no bounds for this. And it's crazy to think that these children may be nonverbal, but they're actually communicating through telepathy. 95%, and that's a crazy number.
I saw that, and then I also saw the other thing of apparently we used to be telepathic.
Right.
I saw that they were like, we used to be nonverbal, and then we taught this language or something to speak.
Byproduct of empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that would make so much more sense to me hearing all of this stuff and how I feel so empathetic and knowing people. And after I've served people for 10 years, I've worked with people, I think my whole career of working jobs, I've always been working with the public, customer service, understanding. And it's I know what people want when they're not even saying
You know exactly when to top that water off.
Yeah. Well, I just know it's just certain things when people talk to you, it's just you pick up on it, and it's I don't know. I'm an empath with huge energies. I know when Marcus is I need to stay away from him, and it's I know that he's so angry, and then also in me, it's I want to figure it out. I'm going to be are you okay? It's the same thing with my fiance, and she sees the same thing with me. We walk in the same room. We're both empaths. So if I'm mad, I'm having a terrible day at work, and she's happy as hell, I can walk home and she'll be like, "How's it going?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I didn't have that great a day." And then the whole day is till one of our energies changes.
Yeah.
Because we're so empathetic to each other. We're so strong
Mm.
that we change the whole vibe of a day. I can change the whole vibe of a room.
No, I
You
saw
do
that.
I do
you
that.
changed the whole vibe of a ballpark a couple weeks ago, dude.
Yeah. Yes, I
Yeah.
can do that.
I was literally sitting there looking at Jordan. I was like, how is she going to combat this? And then sure enough, she pulled that out of her sleeve, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So I was listening to Coast to Coast AM. You know what that is?
I love Coast to Coast.
So
AM
it's
radio?
it's like this super late night radio. Shut up.
Lori,
It's
what's his name? George Norrie?
George Norrie. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of paranormal activity, alien shit, that kind of
Okay.
shit.
I used to do a farce podcast of this.
So this guy, I was happened to be listening one night, and he was talking to this expert about autistic people, and he was like, "There's evidence that they were these are alien influenced people."
Or just an evolution of humans.
Could be that too, but I like the theory that autistic people were abducted when they were really young, done experiments on, and now they're just they're half aliens. And that's why they can do the telepathy.
Yeah, that's a very big Coast to Coast take on
Oh,
that.
bro,
Yeah.
coast to coast rules.
Is that what he says? Is that what he's doing? Is that what
That's
he
what
thinks?
the guy said, but I mean, he's on at midnight on
Yeah, I was
AM
listening
radio.
to Coast to
so-
Coast the other day, and a lady was telling people through random phone calls what angel they had with them.
Yeah.
What Catholic angel. That
It
was by their
rules,
side.
dude. It's
Oh,
fun.
speaking of angels, did you see?
And then George Norrie's just wow, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, we're gonna have to. Well, stay right there.
Stay right there. We'll be right back, dude.
Yeah.
It's so, dude, one time I
And
was
then
listening.
they're just there with a loaded gun right when you go. Anyways, what's going on? Autistic people are going down with the telepathy, and you're just like, they're crazy people. They're a little crazy.
This is no joke. A couple weeks ago, I listened to Coast to Coast, and they had a dinosaur expert on there, and I was like, when I get home, I am going to turn on my radio at home and continue listening to this.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Marcus
dude.
is calling you from east of the Rockies.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
yeah.
It's
There's
always,
two different
there's
numbers:
two different
east of the
numbers.
Rockies, west
east
of the
Rockies, or west of the Rockies.
which is crazy because I'm like, how are the Rocky Mountains determining what phone number I have to call?
Yeah,
that's
you can
crazy.
you can be in Massachusetts, Virginia, or Texas, and he'll still say, "Marcus calling from east of the Rockies." And if you're in, it's crazy. It's funny.
So this is like a legendary show.
It's been going on for over, I think, 2-3 decades. It's a very long-standing show. It's been going on for years and years and years.
And it's all about aliens.
It's usually
you
on a
guys-
Fox News channel.
Yeah.
After like 9 p.m.
Yeah,
is when it
once they
starts.
stop talking about tariffs and they start talking about aliens, and you're like, yo,
It's
why doesn't
crazy.
Rush talk about this ever,
Do you
man?
think it's really going to come out, though, the aliens? I've always wanted to know this.
No, I don't think
The
aliens are going to
abductions.
come out. We know about them by now. I'm at that point in my life.
Dude, they're real. I'm still watching X-Files, by the way. That shit is blowing my fucking mind. I took an X-Files nap the other day.
Oh, that'd be creepy.
Dude, no. I think it's when I'm not consuming any media that I have the crazy fucking dreams.
Your brain's feeling the
Yeah.
void.
I need something coming in. I
weird.
need the signals.
Hanging off of an airplane like James
Yeah,
Bond
dude, there's
Yeah.
certain things that I don't like
from
to watch
Ukraine
because
with love. It's just out there.
Yeah, there's certain things that I don't want to watch just because I don't want to get in the headspace. Jordan, she'll be like, let's watch this like murder thing. And I'm like, I would rather not.
I like the murder stuff.
But there's just certain vibes where I'm like, yeah, I don't need to watch a serial killer just going
Did I tell you guys the time that I was listening? I got into this murder mystery podcast. I was like a white chick for a week. You know what I mean? Just listening to this murder mystery podcast.
Which one?
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
No,
White
they're all the same.
Yeah, basically. And I had to do some shit at sunset up in the attic.
Yeah, no.
So I'm listening to a
Ooh,
murder
no.
mystery podcast while I'm in the haunted attic at sunset, and everyone's like,
Used to be a
"Are
brothel.
you crazy?" I'm like, "It was awesome. What are you talking about? What a better place to listen to a murder mystery podcast than a damp fucking
We were,
attic."
and speaking of the attic, we were in Portals and Aliens. We were in the green room last night at sunset, and we were talking about the mirrors, and the owner was like, yeah, they're portals. And I was like, yeah, I believe that now because she said the two mirrors,
They're not
they, like,
supposed
look
to
at
face each other.
and they face each other, and there's portals everywhere in that green room. And there was one time we brought a mirror into our new house. Me and Jordan, we found one. We were like, oh, let's bring this mirror.
Mm.
We threw it the hell out because the energies, we got real
Weird about it.
negative.
Yeah.
There was it felt demonic. The house was, we did not feel good. And we're like, it's this mirror. We felt
I
like
don't
it
like
was this
that.
mirror.
Yeah.
We would look into it and you could just feel, because souls, they say, get trapped in mirrors or something. Souls and stuff get trapped in mirrors. And if you bring it into your house.
Shit's been picking up over at Sunset too. The other day in the middle of Secret Show, lights bumped 10%. I
Oh.
felt crazy. I walked around. I was asking staff. I was like, "Look, the floor lights are on. You can see the people right now. Like I'm out there taking drink orders, and it's like y'all didn't notice this. Like I
Whoa.
feel crazy." And then the other day, me and Yonder are sitting there talking about the place and how it's haunted. The front window's open, and we're literally like we're getting to the point of the story where it's like getting spooky. You know what I mean? And then the fucking window just
No.
shuts.
And that
And
window's
then
hard to
Yonder's
shut.
just like, well, that happened. I was like, yep, next conversation.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, I was working sound last weekend, right?
Mhm.
And at one point, I'm looking at the dials, listening to the music, and all of a sudden, I just see the dial go up and the music go up, and I'm like, "Huh? I didn't touch that.
Weird.
I didn't touch
I
that."
like that song.
We were in the green room too, and the light was off. I turned the light
Yeah.
off, and then we were sitting there talking, and the light just turned on.
Turned
That's
on.
crazy because that's a switch
It's a switch light
and
you
a
have to
hard
pull,
pull.
and it just all of a sudden it just went whoop,
Yeah.
turned on.
And I'm not scared of ghosts. I fuck with ghosts, and I'm not like, "Oh, I don't think they're real." I'm just like, I'm fine with them.
Yeah, the guys on that Ghost podcast told me they're like, if you ever feel bothered, it always for whatever reason, they said it just helps a lot to like verbally say in your mind or even out loud, even better. Just say, "I'm not doing it right now. I have a job to do. You can't mess with me. I'm working. This
Yeah.
is like you have your time, I have my time." And every single time I do it in the green room when I'm getting ice at like 3 p.m., I'm like, it feels like I'm like warding them off. And like I feel the lady leave the green room. I feel Hank at the top of the stairs, like go back down the stairs. I'm like, yeah, it's my time. We're opening
Were
shop.
you the one saying that the back staircase smells like the cleaning fluid that the guy used to kill himself?
Yeah, but then they found out on the Ghost podcast that, okay, so Voodoo Donuts through BBG to Sunset Strip, there's archways in the brick. You can go into Voodoo Donuts and see it. Was all one big connected building. And he actually died in the Voodoo bathrooms bathroom. Yeah. But the crazier thing is that leads way more mystery into what, like, it was a big furniture store, sweeping furniture store, but upstairs was not. So like Sunset was just this storage back office area. That's where they think was like brothel, upstairs attic, brothel, all these like nefarious activities. Because the guy that killed himself was the bookkeeper. And they think that he was about to spill the beans and be like, the furniture store is scraping up money on prostitution upstairs. And then he gets found dead. But he also was in a car accident in North Austin later that day, comes back to the cops don't help him, doesn't give him any medical attention. And then later on that day, they find him dead in a bathroom in the building he works at. So it's like the whole thing, he was probably whacked, someone was protecting the prostitution ring on 6th Street at that time. But it's like crazy because when you think about the furniture store and you think about all that backspace area, the Eden, all those areas, they're like little cubbies for prostitution or speakeasies. They were legitimate.
Well,
and
you
there's
guys
a tunnel.
You guys have never been to a brothel, right?
No.
No. So the one brothel that I went to was in Hamburg, and you walk up some creepy. It really, now that I'm thinking about it, it reminds me of the whole 6th Street vibe.
Is it?
It's very, I mean, it's a red light district. Like 6th Street is a red light district where it's not legal to do that
Every
shit.
plaque on 6th Street says this is once owned by Madam so-and-so that ran the biggest it's crazy.
And-
now it's
and-
an ice cream shop.
And it is kind of the same thing.
You can still get your cream. If
It's
you know
crazy.
What I mean.
There's a lot of stairs, isn't there? And there's like a lot of weird little rooms in that building.
And like these because so like at the one I went to in Hamburg, you walk up, there's a Turkish security guy, you can't bring your drinks in. I'm like, oh, that's fucking Turkish yonder. That's crazy, man. And then you got to walk up the stairs, and then I'm standing at the bar looking at 18 prostitutes, and I try to order a drink, and he's like, you can't order a drink if you're not going to get one of the prostitutes. I'm like, I'm just looking, god damn it. And then I left. But like I remember that vividly because it is such a it was kind of like, imagine if you're in the Sunset Green Room with no lights on and 18 hookers.
And you get to pick one.
Well, you have to pick one if you want to drink.
Wait, they're
a
just
menu.
out. It's like a lounge. They're all sitting freely.
It was a slow day. So none of them, they were
They're
all
on
clearly
break,
not being
smoking
fucked.
cigarettes.
But then there's like all these little back kind of rooms that you would go to and fuck them in, right? So it's like, but they were all just at the table waiting because it was like, because it was noon on like a Tuesday, and me and my buddy were like, let's go up there, and then we got up there and like we gotta go. This is fucked.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's why I like Amsterdam, because it's just they got their own apartment. They're standing in the glass window.
They're protected. They pay taxes.
They pay tax. God damn it, dude! It's like just legalize this
So
shit.
they just stand in front of their apartment window.
Well, their door.
And they
They
sleep
have
there
one.
too?
They
You're
have
literally
one bedroom
window
apartments.
shopping.
Yeah, they have a 1-bedroom apartment that they rent, right? And it has a glass door, and they just stand in the glass door and they try to like, and they do one of these, and you're like, me?
Me? No way.
they're
You
like-
want to have? You want
And
to
they're
have
like,
sex with me?
yeah, you if you want. And I'm like, oh, shut up. And I remember once I realized like they make like 3-second eye contact and then they just move on to the next one. And you're like, you don't even fucking like me.
You don't even really like me.
You just want my money.
I want to be picked for real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, wild. I went to a peep show in Amsterdam.
I wonder what dating is like in Amsterdam, since sex is something that's like transactional in a way.
Well, I mean, Amsterdam is just like the most open, but everywhere in Europe you can pretty
And
much
I
get a
have a
hooker.
question.
Yeah, but
Okay.
love has to feel different there then entirely.
Yeah. So speaking of the prostitutes and stuff, right? So it's legal there, right?
Yes.
So and that's like the first form of currency or a job was like prostitution, isn't it?
Oldest
think it
job
was
in
a
the
door
world.
Oldest job in the world,
Someone had
right?
to put that bed together and put the chairs out.
Yeah.
That's
Honestly,
right.
what
First
we're
job.
doing is the
First-
oldest one, right?
Talking.
Talking.
Storytelling. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but why did they make it illegal?
Too powerful.
Yeah.
I think it probably because I was listening to this.
Just like drugs. Why'd they make it illegal? I mean, because Amsterdam, they got everything's legal there.
Speaking of, the reason they're trying to make weed and everything illegal again?
so they buy more
'cause
alcohol.
Ken
Yes, because
Paxton's
no
a-
one's drinking alcohol.
Oh,
Ken
is that why?
Paxton's an asshole.
yeah,
I
but
saw
it's
the guys
not.
talking about it. They look.
Yeah.
They're such
It's not even like
losers.
it's Ken Paxton's idea. It was the alcohol lobby that was like, "Hey, man, these kids aren't drinking the
That's
way we
bullshit.
need them to
I'm
drink."
drinking.
I'm drinking.
I
There
know,
is-
you guys are trying.
No, but there are people though. Like I've noticed it serving it at Sunset Strip. Like the way that I serve people, there's not many people drinking alcohol. There's like sometimes half the show's not drinking alcohol, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you could totally. And you're like, you're in a club to drink alcohol. That's
Yeah.
what it's made for.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I'm just saying, like, I think so many people have stopped drinking or slowed it down
Yeah.
or just completely cut it out, and the alcohol industry is feeling that. Like
Yeah.
it's hurting the
So it's a
industry, and they
battle.
have so much money that they're like, hey, we don't want competition.
And that's why you can drink and drive in Wisconsin.
Can you?
Yeah, for your first time.
You get a freebie. That's crazy, dude.
I was literally told that by the officers. They're like, there is nothing to do in this state. There is no economy other than bars
Yep.
and
Cheese.
in industry that is being exported, whatever.
Damn,
so they're just
that's true.
So for half the year, the only places people are driving when it's snowed out, like in February when I was there, is to the bar. It's the
Yeah.
only thing that's stimulating taxes for the state or the
yeah.
city.
Yeah.
So they're like, every single alcohol lobbyist in the state protects drinking and driving because they want people to continue to go out and buy their product.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
there's
that
nothing
fucked up, dude.
It is fucked up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Same thing with Sturgis. Like
Yeah.
Sturgis, North Dakota. They're like, this one town in North Dakota makes all of the tax money for the entire state for like one weekend every year for the biker rally. And so they protect those bikers drinking and driving because they want them to come back and continue to contribute to their economy.
But that's the thing with like place like Vegas or Amsterdam or something like that, where it's just because Vegas has legal weed now and shit like that. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey man, if you're taxing both of them, the government's still getting their nut. The problem is the lobbying. If lobbying wasn't allowed, the shit would be legal. It's
Yeah,
just
but
because the alcohol lobby's like, well,
Tax
we
money has to
want
be
make
spent
the money.
right. Lobbyist money can be spent on a yacht or a golf membership.
I know, and that's what's fucked up, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
It's crazy to think about that. Like a lobby
Bro.
can just buy you. Oh yeah,
Really?
we can't contribute to your campaign where we max that out, but we can gift you a $500,000 golf membership to Austin Country Club. And then you're like, yeah, you know what? These
Well, we'll
people
make
need to
weed
stop
illegal.
smoking
Fuck
weed.
it. I like playing nice golf
Yeah,
courses.
exactly.
Yeah.
Fucked up, man.
Yeah. Well, it just more money makes more money.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
and
we talk about tariffs
can't
and we
do
talk about
nothing.
all this shit that we can do, healthcare and this and that. It's like if you cut the lobbying out, everything else would slowly get fixed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
that's true.
That's
yeah,
why I
because
say that-
basically they made monopolies illegal, right? Because they want other people to have businesses.
No, monopolies aren't illegal anymore. That's fake. I've been saying this
Really?
since I was 16. Politicians should have their heads shaved. They should be completely housed, and they should be monks. They
Yeah.
should live completely selflessly for their 4-year term, because then guess what? After their 4 years is up, they're going to be fucking done with it. They're not
Yeah.
going to want to sit there and be a shaved head monk that serves the public and lives. They're taken care of. They show up to an ice cream shop, 2 free cones. Oh, it's Senator so and so. You live so free. You live you live for free. Like you do everything for, like that's how politicians should live. They should live like in social housing.
Yeah.
They should only be allowed to like. They
Well, they
shouldn't
do.
have it
They get like the governor's mansion, but they also
Sure.
have their fucking house in Lakeway, and then they also have their fucking
because
wheelchair
of-
ramp to
because of
whatever.
the lobbying aspects of it.
I voted for Greg Abbott, but I'm just like I don't like the fact that they're fucking being idiots right now either. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, deport people, but also don't touch my fucking weed and don't tell me what I can't do and don't tell me what I can't do.
You know,
That's
they're-
my big thing.
They're trying to build 8 parks over 35 right now downtown.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to make it like Dallas, when you go down into Dallas and then there's like skyscrapers above the highway, because they're like, the city needs to do this. There needs to be tree coverage. There needs to be. It doesn't need just to be a piping hot highway running through downtown. It's ruining everything on the east side through pollution.
Yeah.
This can be contained and exhausted somewhere else, and it's going to cost $1.2 billion to do it. The city won't let it go. To make 8 parks and cover the highway and reinforce the highway to where this is actually feasible with like stilts and stuff.
Yeah.
1.2 bill. Right. So the crazy thing about this is that UT has been asked to pay for it, who is sitting on top of a $90 billion rainy day fund endowment. Yeah. So they could, with like a percentage, 1% of their endowment, they could say, hey, we're going to pay for all this to be built up front as long as the city keeps up with it afterwards.
Yeah.
And then they would have all these parks named after them. They technically like own the parks. And then it would service them to grow their campus to be a more walkable area.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it either.
Dude,
it's crazy.
the endowment thing is crazy because it's like UT has $90 billion. I don't know what Michigan has. I
90
know
billion
Harvard
is-
has the biggest
90
one.
billion is a
Endowment?
crazy amount of money.
Endowment just means money that the university has that they're just sitting on. Just money that they have.
It's tuition.
It doesn't. Well,
Donations.
it comes from all that.
Yeah.
But it's like this is money that they don't spend on anything.
That's crazy that
They
they
just
have
have
that
it.
much
90
money
billion
and
is
people
enough.
are still paying money for
I
school.
wonder what Michigan's endowment is.
90 billion is just to be clear, most billionaires in the world are like not 8 billionaires, 9 billion. Like $90 billion is enough to re-overhaul the entire city if they wanted to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But the thing is, you got to get some construction workers that
enough to
actually want to do work.
Every kid at UT could eat for free for the next
Are you sure it's
100
not?
years.
Michigan has 18 billion of Texas endowment. It's 19 billion. It's it said 19 billion. Austin only is 20 billion. The whole university, UT,
Dallas,
UT, all of that is 47 billion. But
That's
my
crazy.
point is, what's crazy about that? What's crazy about the whole thing, right? They can't even use that money to buy players because NIL, like the money that they use to pay the college kids now, that has to come through a whole separate thing.
Well, that's what?
It's so fucking dumb. Like, for
Who's
example,
making these? I don't understand how they make up what money they can use, what they can't
the
use. how they-
NCAA, and you know what the NCAA is? Just some fake organization that really has no fucking power other than the name is NCAA.
Really?
They don't
They're
mean
tied
anything.
in with the broadcast groups really well.
Yeah.
So the
Oh my
NCAA
God.
holds all the broadcast deals, I think. So it's
No.
like,
They don't even have the broadcast deals. The conferences have the broadcast
okay.
deals. So Big 12, SEC, Big
so what
10,
does the
they have
NCAA do? Aren't they
nothing.
just?
They don't do shit. They're
it's
just
the league.
weird thing, dude.
It's the league.
But dude, they could all the conferences, the SEC and the Big 10 could be like, yeah, we don't want to be NCAA, and the NCAA would just lose all credibility because it's like, well, now you're not even in charge of the biggest teams anymore.
That's what they think they're trying to do with
They're
all these
going
super
to do
PACs.
that.
Yeah.
They're gonna get rid of that
But
shit.
it's also going to ruin. It's going to ruin local rivalry. It's going to ruin the idea that Texas plays Waco and Texas Baylor is a big deal because it's right up the highway.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be like that anymore unless Baylor joins their conference.
Mm.
It ruins a situation where like schools like mine don't play Nacogdoches anymore. They play Texas State 3 hours away instead of an hour away because the conference is more lucrative.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're getting better games, better sports, but you're losing tradition, you're losing fanship, and they're failing to see that the way it should be.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude. And it's the same thing that the government's doing where they're like, oh, well, we're doing all this shit. And it's like, yeah, but the people that you really need, like your average Joe the Plumber and all that shit,
Joe Newcomer.
those people, Joe Newcomer, for real.
Yeah.
All these people, like, you're fucking them. And eventually you're going to come to an election or you're going to come to a situation where they're like, why aren't people it's the same thing with alcohol, right? It's like, well, why aren't people drinking? It's like, well, you made your product shitty and shittier for years and years and years.
Mhm.
You keep jacking up the fucking prices. And on top of that, you're not even going to allow competition?
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
You buy the breweries that give you any heat.
Any microbrewery,
Gets bought
there's
up.
almost no microbreweries or like whatever craft brewery that isn't now owned by some big
you have
company.
to go to a podunk town that's still just like the brewery's social hub.
Yeah.
Sometimes you know what? Good episode. Sometimes I think we don't know a lot.
We're
but then we
fucking
talk about
smart
things.
as hell, dude.
Yeah, but we've talked about a lot today, and we knew about a lot today. So I'm impressed.
Yeah.
God
Good
damn,
episode,
dude.
guys.
It's a fun
Well, yeah.
episode and a cool new studio.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Check out the Instagram too. We got clips coming out there all the time. And yeah, man, shout out to JJ for getting us this cool new studio. We
Mustard.
appreciate it.
Mustard.
And yeah, May 30th, Sunset Strip. Ticket
us
link
there.
in our bios.
Come
Check it
out
out.
see us later.